Yes.
Yeah, welcome to Leader Training. And my name is Chang. I'm delighted and honored to serve as the MC in this Zoom meeting today. And once again, good afternoon, and thank you for accepting the invitation to be. We are here in this Zoom meeting today of my Aladdinz. And now, before we begin, could I ask you three favors? The first one is, could you please mute on your speaker and only turn them whenever you are invited to speak? And if you have any question, you could interact with us through chat book below, and we will have Q&A section at the end of the meeting. And the second one is finding the right place and removing all distracting things and staying focused on our Zoom meeting today. And the last one is preparing a notebook and a pen to take notes, because believe me, you need to write down and read again to understand comprehensively. And if you agree, listen yes to us in the chat box below. Okay, thank you for your cooperation. And before we start, I want you to notice that this meeting today is a success resources copyright, so please don't record and take a photo of our meeting. Do you agree? And now I would like to invite a really special guest to be here to share with us about this wonderful project. And she is one of the greatest women I've ever met. She is general manager of my Aladdinz project, as well as the country management of Success Resources China. And so everyone, please pay attention to greet our guest, Miss Vivien Low.
Hi, hello. Thank you for the intro. And each time when I log in, to Vietnam's training, I'm always, feel very warm at heart, because I was trying to open up and see who are the people attending, and I saw familiar faces. I think that's most important to me, that I see familiar faces all over, from Vietnam. And thank you to all of you, who spend time and log in today. Thank you so much. And I believe that Kim, I also want to thanks to Kim, who is doing translation for the Vietnamese. And I'm very sure someone else is doing translation for the Laos, because I saw Kenny. Hi, Kenny, I saw you. Yeah, Kenny from Laos, our Laos leader, is also in this training. So before I begin, I would just want to find out how many of you have attended this meeting the first time. The first time. Can you just write that on the chat? Okay, just say first time, just write one, and I need to know how many of you attended this first time. Okay, I give you some time, type. Attended this training the first time. Why be able to see the chat from the Vietnamese side? If not, Kim, you have to let me know how many of them, this is the first time they're attending, because I don't see any chat, they're not responding to me. Wait, are they responding? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, we have one, some of them many times. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we have quite a bit of them, attending the first time. And I think it is very, very important that training like this, you try not to miss it. We know, I mean, there's a story that I'm very sure all of you, when you are in primary school, you have heard about it, about, the woodcutter. Remember the woodcutter? Okay, woodcutter, they need the axe to cut the wood, right? To cut the tree. And the thing is that, over time, this woodcutter just kind of, stop and start to kind of, polish, sharpen the axe. And all the rest of the woodcutters try to laugh at him and say, hey, why do you need to kind of sharpen your axe? Oh, let's quickly, go over, and the more trees I can cut, the better it is, the more I will earn. So the woodcutter said, it's okay, let them go. And he just continued to sharpen his axe. And after a while, when the axe is very sharp, and that's where he started up again, and he started to cut the tree. And true enough, with the sharpened axe, He can cut the tree without any much effort. So at the end, okay, the products that he gets, all the rewards that he gets, all the trees that he cut down, okay, are much more than those who have been cutting and not resting at all. So it is very important that in any business we do, it is so important that we have to, step back, okay, take a step back and quieten down and start to recharge and start to refresh and start to relearn. I think this is very important if you want to travel this in a long time, because in our business, it is not a sprint, it is a marathon. Whoever can sustain till the end, okay, will be the winners. So we are not here to have a short run. We are not here to have a quick buck and that's it, okay? Or, to count the advantage of this platform and off we go. No, we are here to build a business. And the business, okay, can last long time, right? So we need to have this mindset that we are building a business, right? So today, okay, we are going into more technical details, very technical details, which I'm not going through. Of course, talk about training. I think Ken is one of the best that you can find, right? And he puts in a lot of hearts and also all the experiences that we have over the years. Okay, we are putting it on and we try to kind of, share it with you. Of course, sometimes the information that we share, you need to digest it, internalize it, and then put it into your context and see whether, with this thing, what I learned, does it help me? Oh, maybe I have a better idea. Okay, so remember, each time when you have a better idea, bring it up, okay, to your leaders. Okay, if your leaders just join you for, a short time, bring up the next leader. If the next leader, no, bring it up. At the end, might even, approach Dr. Huang, because Dr. Huang, okay, has so many years, 16 years of marketing experience. He is like a gem, a true gem in the organization. You need to know how to maximize this gem. You need to know, how to kind of consult him, okay, so that at least you know the direction where you want to go, because you're working as a team. He will never give you any suggestions that will bring you down. No, he will never. Okay, because all our businesses are interlinked. Okay, if you fail, we fail. If you fail, he fail. If he fail, we fail, right? So if all of us want to be successful, then you have to be successful. If you're successful, then Dr. Huang will be successful. If the Dr. Huang is successful, we will be successful. So, this business is so good that we are interlinked. So it is so important that if you need help, remember, shout. Okay? Shout, people will know. If you keep quiet, nobody knows, because you only have one upline. The last time in Laos, I kind of, had a lessons with you. We only have one introducer, but we have tons, many, people that we bring in. So it's easy for you to go and look for that one person rather than, go down and look for the rest, right? So it is important that if you face any challenges, just go to your leaders. If your immediate leaders couldn't help you, go to the second level leader and up all the way, okay? And as we mentioned 2 weeks back when we had the training, you have to step up to be a leader, because this is the best platform that you can be different. Okay, you don't come in, okay, today maybe I don't have experience at all in business. Maybe I don't have experience at all in this kind of mobile, a network. I might not have it, but you must make a decision that you want to make it happen. It's only when you are hungry to succeed, okay, or for success, then people will come in and help you. So you have to make a very, very strong commitment that this is a stop that you want to make it happen. This is a business that you want to go out and change more lives, okay, and help more retailers, okay, to make sure that even during this downtime, okay, this very, very bad situation right now, okay, this challenging time right now, that all of us, all right, are able to work something together. And on this context, I want to kind of say a big thank you, okay, to all our members or leaders who have just released from quarantine, right? They were quarantined in Vietnam for 14 days. like you know, Open Sesame, Moi, David, and some of the team member, yeah, action team member. I know you work very hard, and I'm so glad that all of you came out of quarantine healthy. I think the most important thing in life is not about money. I think the most important thing in life is keep yourself healthy. It's only when you're healthy, when you're saved, then you can do a lot of things. Am I right? So it is important to take care of your health. So even right now in this COVID-19, and if you're paying a close attention, okay, to the news, Singapore number, okay, is increasing by the hundreds every day. But to me, I'm not kind of surprised or kind of panic, okay, because I feel that with the lockdown currently, that we are locked down for about not total lockdown, half partial lockdown. We are locked down for about a week or so, and we know that this type of thing will take effect maybe after 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So we feel that we trust in our government that things will be taken care of. But we, okay, even for you or the Vietnamese, you also need to follow your government's guidelines, right? Because if you follow, we are protecting everybody, right? So if you cannot go out, please don't go out. Let's do everything online, right? And if you have seen recently on our WeChat groups, or maybe you receive our email, there are a lot of success resources, virtual events happening practically every day. I would suggest that if you have the time, sometimes log in and take a look, because some of these speakers are very well known. And yesterday, in fact, I logged in and I learned something from this coach, Mac Atrium. I learned from him. So you see, if there's a chance that you can learn, always log in to learn something. You might not need to sit through the whole seminar if you don't have the time, but if you can spend the time, there's a time you sharpen your axe. Always remember that. The sharper our axe, the more woods, the more trees we can cut. Okay, so this is kind of, gardening up your skill, okay, in this business. So before we go into the real training, I just want to let all of you know that step up to be a leader and try, okay, right now to go and link up your friends all over the world. Okay, tell them about the Aladdinz and bring all these leaders, if you have leaders in other countries, bring them, okay, to Dr. Huang. And Dr. Huang can tell them what is a global plan. Okay, because right now we are working very closely with Jenny and Tony and his team, okay, that we want to open up the global market with Vietnamese, okay, going first. Okay, we are giving this opportunity to all Vietnamese to step up to be the first to enter that country. So you need to put that into action. You need to have that desire. Do you want, okay, to conquer a market, the first to enter a new market? Do you want? Let me know. Do you want? If you want, put a yes. Let me know. Okay, you want Vietnamese, the Vietnamese threat to go into every country? Yes. Yeah, we definitely want to. Yeah, Thomas, go on. We want. So if you want, you have to encourage your team, because one person's effort is very minimal, right? It's very, it's not powerful enough. But if we, all of us, can go in as a team, just imagine like a soldier, okay, a battalions, okay, of soldiers going in and fight the war. Who will win? Definitely we will win, because when people do not know us, if they see one person, maybe the confidence is not there. If they see two person coming in, yeah, maybe they are friends. But if they see a fleet of armies coming in, irregardless of ranks, okay, maybe some are business owner, some are not, some are students, some are entrepreneurs, but everybody coming in at one time, I tell you, that will cause an impact in that country. So I want all of you to know that, we are opening up, Laos is in, we know we are getting good Laos leaders coming in, but we as Vietnamese, we have to go to Laos to dig up more leaders, okay, to help to kind of excite the Laos market. How about Thailand? Okay, Thailand is such a huge market. Okay, we can do Thailand, right? And we can do, even Europe. Okay, Vietnamese, you really open Denmark market. Okay, and I'm very sure some of you, okay, are wanting to open Italy. It's just that because right now, okay, Italy haven't get out of the situation yet. So, as long as European market, whichever or wherever you want to open, please, this is a good time to gather your leaders here. Maybe you might not know how to explain about My Aladdinz. It doesn't matter. Just get them to download My Aladdinz app. Okay, connect with Dr. Huang and give them a date where Dr. Huang can explain to them in details how to go about doing this business. Okay, so this is very important. Let's go and find leaders all over the world. Will that be okay? If okay, say yeah. Okay, put a yes and show me that you understand what I'm saying. Good. Yeah, good. Okay, I need more response. Okay, I need more responses, right? Okay, because you see, when you're listening, when you're typing, that means what is getting into you. So it is very important that when even in a webinar like this, you need to communicate. You need to let the speakers understand whether you understand what is he or she talking about. It's only when you click yes, then the whole thing will register into your brain, and that's where it will create power. Okay, so when we ask any question, please respond. So this is one thing. And the other thing is that right now, I need to congratulate, the Vietnamese team. You have more than 1,000 over merchants coming in, already in. And every day we are receiving like 70 to 80 merchant application. So, when I look at this figure, I just want to make sure that all of you understand this fact. We don't get a merchant in for the sake of getting a merchant. We want to get a merchant in, bearing in mind that you want to help him to grow his business. Okay, and we do not want to get pseudo merchants. What are pseudo merchants? That means she or he don't have anything to sell. It's just that they created one merchant, okay, just to take advantage of selling the gems. That's no good. Okay, because for any businesses to thrive, okay, to be long lasting, everything needs to be real. Understand? Authentic, real. If it's not real, this business, will not last. I mean, you're in Vietnam. Have you seen any bogus businesses, last for 100 years? No. Cheating businesses, less than a few months, people will shut you down. Okay, so make sure that, we want to do this with integrity. Okay, this business, like any other ordinary businesses, traditional businesses, that integrity is very important. Okay, because over the past, I think last month, okay, we have a lot of members complaining that they tried to sell gems to someone, they transferred the gems, but that those people did not pay them. Okay, and it amounted to close to about maybe 80 to about 100,000 US dollar. That's quite a hefty amount. So I want to remind all of you as leaders here that it is very important that when you transfer gems to anybody, it's better that you sit down face to face. I give you gems, you give me money. If they say, oh, can I pay installment? It's up to you to take that risk. If they don't pay you, don't come back to us and start to complain. Oh, this is your fault. Oh, this is a platform. How come this? How come that? Try not to. Okay, initially you don't understand. You feedback to us. We understand. But right now, we have been telling you, reminding you over and over and over again that when you want to transfer gems to anybody, please need to know who is that person. And the best thing is that, sit down face to face with them. Of course, right now you could, but at least you can zoom it up. Okay, I give it to you now. Okay, 50, you give me 50. I just transfer bit by bit. You can do it. But anyway, not to worry. Okay, by next week, our buy-sell platform will be launched for Vietnam. Is that cool? Are you excited? Yeah? Okay, by next week. And Ken, okay, will be going through how, yeah, that's a good sign. Okay, someone, I think, Opa answered me. I saw that thumb. I think it's good because I can see all the visual. So if you put the thumb, that means, yeah, that is good, Yeah, thanks, Open says to me, So, what we want to do is just that because of all the situation, we push it, we advance it to the launch of the buy-sell, but it is only in Vietnam alone. We have not opened up the global market yet, right? It's only for Vietnam. So next time, it is better for you. If you want to sell, if you want to buy gems, you want to sell gems, go on to the buy and sell platform to sell, because it is assured that you will get your gems. It is assured if you sell, you will get your, if you sell, you get your gems. No, if you sell, you get your money. If you buy, you'll get your gems. Okay, so we are very excited. And today I just tested, okay, this buy sell, because normally we need to do a test. and everything is okay, then we'll, we update into the Apple, the iOS and the Android system. And I find that, wow, it's very exciting. Okay, but before we can do that, it is important that you need to register a USDT, account, which when we're in Laos, I think Ken have gone through with all of you how to register a USDT account. How many of you don't have USDT account? Okay, put the answer here. Let me know. If you don't have, just put a no. If you have, put a yes. How many? I don't have yet. Okay, no. Okay, 3. Yeah. Okay, we have yes, yes, yes. We have 3 noses. Okay, 4, 5. Okay, 1 is I do not know how. Okay, there's quite a number of no's, right? So leaders, okay, make sure that your team, it's very important right now, you got to do this job. All leaders, go to your team and ask every one of them, have they registered a USDT account? Can y'all do that? If you can, show me a thumb sign. Leaders, yeah, Thomas, good, yeah. Some of you, okay, good. Okay, go and make sure that go to your, if you only have 1 downline, go to that downline. If you have 3, you have 10, 1,000, quickly go in and check with them how many of them have not registered a USDT account. Okay, if they don't have, okay, we can, if Tony is very good at that. Tony can go through with you, or if you need us to do another training just on how to set up USDT account, we can do it, no problem. I think it's just like maybe 15 to half an hour, we can just walk you through, right? So I want to make sure that all of you here today, we have how many people online? Let me check. We have about 90, okay, people online right now. So I hope that the 90 of you, okay, after this training, please quickly go and register your USDT account. Would that be okay? Would that be good? Okay, can you give me that commitment? If you can give me that commitment, put a yes. Thank you so much. Okay, yes, right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so without further ado, okay, I want to hand this over to Ken. Okay, because he got something very exciting, and in fact, this training that he is going to share with you, the last time, when we had another networking, we use that, and the network grows into like tens of thousands, and just based on this simple training. Remember, this business is not about complication. The more simple you can make it, the better it is. Make it as simple as possible, because your team members, they come from different educational background. Some are very learned, some are not really. Okay, some have not even understand about mobile businesses. Some don't even know how to go online. Some people might not even know how the crypto world works. It doesn't matter. Okay, as long as you keep it simple. Whatever we hand it to you, the most important thing is, don't say, wow, very good, wow, very good, and that's it. And you forget about it. So just now the MC said, it is so important for you to really take notes. It is important because sometimes a lot of people ask, oh, can I have the recording? Yeah, because why they say, oh, never mind, I have time. But I can tell you, the minute we lock out of here, all of us got no time to come in and listen again. How many times, okay, when we go in and we try to record something, how many of you really go back to look at the recordings? None. So it is important that right now, whatever you learn, quickly jot down. Okay, after jotting down, quickly go and implement it. Go and act on it. Go and, do it. This is the most important, because you can learn a lot of things here. If you don't go and do it, it becomes 0. Agree? Yeah? So I hope the 90 of you today, at the end of this session, quickly go and, set up your USDT account. Because when next week's onwards, people, you want to buy, you want to sell gems, everything is via USDT. Okay? So please do that. So right now, it's a great pleasure for me, okay, to introduce, Ken. I believe all of you know him. I mean, to me, to all of you, he's such a huge guy, and even though he's physically huge, but I tell you, he has a big heart at the same time. Okay, he's big in size, but he got even a bigger heart. And for him, he has a lot of passion to help, and he loves to help people. Okay, from in the past, of the jobs that he's doing, okay, of helping youth, all this. We know that he has a golden heart to help all of us. So I hope that take advantage of whatever knowledge he has for us. Okay, take down notes, and after that, put to good use. Will that be okay? So let's give a very warm welcome, okay, to the next speakers, Mr. Kensapp. Come on, Ken. Come on, let's give Ken some clap. And applause, even though I can't hear you, but at least I can see action, okay? I want everybody to clap. I want everybody to clap. Show me that you're clapping, right? Okay, show me that you're clapping. Yeah, thank you. Ken, take over.
Thanks, Vivien. It's such a joy to work with Vivien. The excitement, the passion that she has for what we do, and the passion that she also has for all of you. It's been a difficult couple months recently because we haven't been able to come see you. We've been coming to Vietnam on a regular basis, taking turns, getting to spend time with you, getting to know you, see your family, share meals with you, and you've become a second family to many of us as well. And so we do hope that you're taking care of your health, that you're also spending time with your family, and we hope to see you again as well. I'm going to share my screen now. So let me switch over to sharing the screen. Before we get started, we're going to talk a little bit about the buy and sell. It's something that everyone is very excited about. I believe somebody else is talking right now. If you could shut off your microphones, that would be great. I'll make sure you shut off all your microphones.
Who is administrator for this group? Maybe you can go in and switch off all the mic.
Cái đầu mót đâu ra? Cái đầu mót chị đã thấy không? No. Nghịch điện mẹ quên cái phim, nó lại kiếm đầu cái đầu dây cắm kìa.
Hot đâu, xử lý đi ạ.
Cắm được đâu. Dạ. Phá điện nó giật cái tại.
We have quite a few.
Đi.
There's a lot of conversation going on. So we could have everybody please shut off their microphone.
Phá cửa làm gì? Hả? Ra phá cửa làm gì? Hả? Ra phá cửa làm gì? Phá cửa đây.
We still have a lot of noise going on with microphones. Okay, now it's quiet. Thanks for your cooperation. So we can focus on the time that we have together. As Vivien mentioned, buy and sell is coming up next week. It's something that everyone has been looking forward to, that everyone is very excited about. We're also excited to roll out the new feature. And Vivien said you need to get a USDT account. USDT is US dollar tether. It's a type of cryptocurrency. One of the easiest ways to get it is from Ramatano in Vietnam. If you don't know how to get it, you can actually talk to Dr. Wang. Even in our resource center, you tap on My Aladdin, and then you tap on resource center in the app. We have a guide for how to set up Ramatano and how to do USDT. The other thing that if you haven't already done so, you need to make sure you do your KYC. KYC is Know Your Customer. And that basically verifies your identity so that people can confirm the person that they're trading with. Both of those are requirements to use the buy and sell. You will need USDT, and you will also make sure that you use the KYC. I'm going to go through the app a little bit. Once you get the app, I suggest that all the leaders please go through and try it yourself first. Maybe you can try it with someone that's a friend and transfer back and forth so that you have experience and practice doing it. It's good to actually try it with a small amount first, and then later on, you already know how to do things if you want to trade in bigger amounts. The USDT buttons have been there in the app all along. Many of you have seen the button, the buy and the sell button. Let me show you the app. If you look at it here, you see the buy and the sell button. They've been in the app for a long time, but they haven't been activated yet. We're so excited that they're going to be activated next week. When you tap on buy, you can also sell, but we're going to talk about buy at the moment. When you tap on buy, you'll be given a choice of amounts that you can buy. You cannot buy in any amount. You must choose one of the listed amounts. So you can buy 100, you can buy 500, 1,000, 3,000, 5,000, or 10,000. As we go through this, you can also type questions in the chat box, and we'll get to those questions a little bit later at the end of this call. I'm also going to ask you to do some things as we go along a little bit later. So make sure you open up the chat box and you're ready for that, because I'll be looking for your response. So here's the features that you can actually buy in fixed amounts. You choose the amount that you want to trade, and then you tap the I agree to the terms and conditions. Make sure you read them first so that you understand the terms and conditions, and then you click on the submit button. This is not working yet. It will be starting to work next week. So you just have to look at the screen for now. You can't try it on your app yet until the next update. When you choose an amount, for example, if you chose 100 gems, you will see that you successfully placed an order for 100 gems. When you successfully place an order for 100 gems, it will put up a notification, and you can see what you have done, and you'll get a message, and you can just tap that you've done to hide that message away. You'll also be directed to your order history, and you can see in the order history that you have an order for that you want to buy 100 gems. At the moment, you can only have one order at a time. The order will be valid for 24 hours for 1 day. After 1 day, if nobody fills your order, then you will have the option to cancel it. You can only cancel after 24 hours. So if you make a mistake, you cannot immediately cancel and redo an order. It's fixed for 24 hours, so make sure you do everything correctly. After 24 hours, you'll be given an option that you can cancel this trade, or you have an option that you have made payment. As I mentioned, you're only limited to one order at a time. You can't put 100 and then have another order for 300 and then have another order for 1,000. You can only have one order valid at any time.
Ken.
You also, yes?
Sorry. I want you to go to that slide where you, this particular slide, okay, you all look carefully, okay. You look at the buying quantity. Okay, it's 100, 200, 300, 500, 800, 1,000, correct? And the previous slide where Ken show you there is up to 10,000. Okay, so the first slide, Ken, can you go back to the first slide where you show them, you know? Okay, you look at this. Okay, 100, 500, 1,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000. This will be the buying quantity that we are going to set up later part. But because initially we want to let everybody have a grasp at it to try it, so we lower the value. Okay, to the other slide. Okay, the one that you are on, Ken. Okay, that we only 100, 300, 500, 800, 1,000, maximum 1,000. So that just in case you press wrongly, sorry, I turn on my. Okay, just in case you you tap wrongly, at least your 10,000 gems will not be wiped out. Okay, so initially when we launched, all the buying quantity, the amount or selling quantity amount, we all cut it down. Maximum is only 1,000 gems. Until such time when the market, everybody is so used to it, then we'll reverse back to you know, this one until 10,000. Okay, I just want to add that. Thanks, Ken.
Okay, thanks, Vivien. So as I mentioned, you can only have one order at a time. If you try to place more than one order, you'll actually get an error message. And so only one at a time. Whenever your buy order is successfully matched with someone else who wants to sell, you'll actually get a notification on your phone. If it's an Android, you'll get a message from the app on your Android phone. If you're an iPhone, you'll get a message on your iPhone telling you that a seller has been found. In other words, you said, I want to buy 100 gems. Someone says, I agree to sell you 100 gems. The app will automatically match you together, and they will send you a notification saying that there's a seller. Once you receive this notification, you must make the amount of, you must pay the amount within 12 hours. So you have 12 hours to make payment. If you don't pay within 12 hours, your account will be deducted by 1 star, and the number of stars that you have will affect you. We'll explain that a little bit later. So the idea is that we want to make sure that people who are truly wanting to trade do so, and that the person you're trading with is someone you can trust. If you go into your account, you will already see on the top right of your app the number of stars that you have. Most of you will probably have 5 stars at the moment. But if you fail to actually make the purchase of the gems within 12 hours, you will lose a star. You can also find your buy and order history by tapping on buy, and then you'll see what we call the sandwich or pancake menu at the top right. It's a little line stacked on top of each other. It's a menu option. You can tap on that menu option in the buy. So you tap buy, tap on the menu in the top right corner, and you'll see a list of your options. One of the options that you see is called the order history. In other words, this will show you the orders that you have made. If you look at the order history here, you'll see that you can actually sort your orders. You can see all the orders you've made. You can see your buy orders. You can see your sell orders. You can see any that are new, any that are matched, any that have already been paid, or any that are confirmed and waiting for payment. So you can actually see the orders that are available. Like I said, when we first start, you will only be allowed to have 1 order at a time. This is so you can learn the system and learn to trust and make it with confidence. Once you're confident in using the system and people are doing it well, then we will evaluate the buy and sell amounts, as Vivien said, and we might even allow some of the traders to also have more than 1 sell or more than 1 buy. That will be evaluated later. At the moment, everybody is limited to 1. When you look at your order history, you'll see that there's been 1 that has been matched. You tap on the buy, and then you can actually complete the trade. So you put in an order for $100 or 100 gems, for example, and somebody says, okay, I'm willing to sell you 100 gems. You receive a notification. You go into the app, look at your order history. You tap on the trade, and then you'll see this button about copy USDT address. Now that blurred area just above the copy USDT address is actually the written address. It's a number that's made up of numbers and also letters. And so some people like to try to copy the number with their cursor or with their finger. We suggest that you do not do that. Tap the button that says copy USDT address. When you tap the button that says copy USDT address, it will make sure you get the entire address. Sometimes when people try to drag it and copy the address, they might miss a number or miss part of the number. You want to use the button, tap, copy USDT address, and it will copy the address. Then you need to go into your Remitano. Inside your Remitano, you will actually access the wallet. That's the same pancake menu at the top left. You tap on the horizontal lines in the top left corner of the screen. And then you'll have an option to see your dashboard and your wallet. So if the wallet is not visible, that means you need to tap on the icon that says dashboard, and then it opens up and you will see the wallets below. When you tap on wallets, you will actually see an option to withdraw your USDT. You don't want to put USDT into your Remitano. You want to withdraw it out of your Remitano and send it to the person in My Aladdin. So you tap on the button that says withdraw. Make sure you're underneath Tether. You might see other things like Bitcoin or other options. Make sure that the option that you're choosing is Tether. Then you'll have a place to paste the USDT address. You'll have a place to put the amount. Your amount should match the purchase request that you bought when you tapped on the buy button in My Aladdin. So if you said, I want to buy 100, you will put 100 USDT. You must make sure it's the same amount. And then you tap on the submit button, and it will actually send the USDT to the person's account who's selling the gems. One thing to remember is that when you do this, make sure you look at the USDT address and make sure it's correct. Make sure the amount is also correct, because once you send USDT, you cannot get it back. If you make a mistake and send it to the wrong person, there's no way to recover your USDT. So make sure everything is correct. I suggest that when you first start, do it with a small amount so that you can actually test it out first. And then once you get comfortable, then you can send a larger amount. Or for example, I want to trade with my leader and I want to send a large amount. It's best to do a small amount first. But the thing is, you practice with a small amount and then you can go with the bigger amounts a little bit later. The system will automatically match the buyer and seller, so you may not know who you're trading with. But don't worry, you're safe, because we'll only transfer the gems after you've confirmed that you received the money. So whenever the buyer says, I've sent the money, you'll tap on a button to confirm. When the receiver says, I've received the money, then the gems are released. If you go back to My Aladdin, once you make your payment with Remitano or using USDT, you'll tap the button that says, I have made the payment. In other words, I've already sent the USDT. When you do that, it'll ask you to confirm that you have already sent the USDT, just to make sure. You'll need to tap confirm. And then a note will appear telling you that it is marked as paid. Then a message will be sent to the seller, and the seller will have to confirm that he received the USDT. When the seller confirms that he received the USDT, then the gems will be released to you. If the seller fails to say that he received it and you send it, he will also lose a star for not verifying that he received payment. And so there's an element of trust, an element of security here to protect you. So when you buy, you can actually buy using USDT. When the seller decides to do the trade, if you did 100 USDT and he agreed to 100, it will be held by My Aladdin. He cannot touch it for 24 hours. And then Once you've both confirmed that the transfer has been made, then the gems will be released. I know this may be a little bit difficult right now because you don't have access to see it in the app. We'll release this PowerPoint a little bit later, and you can actually walk through step by step. And so right now, just kind of get an idea of how it works. You don't have to be detailed yet. You'll have that option next week. What we're going to talk about now is actually selling USDT. Next to the buy button, there is also a sell button. If you want to sell USDT, maybe you have an extra 100 USDT that you want to sell, you tap on the sell button, you tap on the amount that you want to sell, maybe it's 100 USDT, and then you put in the USDT address where you want to receive the payment. That means if you're a seller, you also need to have a USDT account. So you'll want to paste the address of your USDT account so that you can receive USDT from the buyer. Paste your USDT address in that box. Tap on the save. Make sure that you have the correct USDT address, because once you issue the trade, you cannot change the address. It's going to be locked in the system for 24 hours. So make sure your USDT address is accurate. It'll also, yes.
I just end this part now. Okay, how do you check your USDT address? Very simple, because it's a string of numbers. You don't need to look through all the numbers. You just capture the first three and the last three. Okay, make sure that the first three letters alphabet on the last three are the same. Then you know that your whole USDT account is correct. So that's the easiest way. Look at the first three and the last three of the string of number, right?
Yeah,
okay.
It's going to be a very long string of numbers, so it may be a little bit difficult to confirm. But if you look at the first three and the last three numbers, if you've copied it, everything in the middle will be okay, as Vivien said. Okay, so then you'll have to put in your PIN number. If you've already bought USDT and topped up, you would have already chosen a PIN number. If you've already converted gems to points, you will have already created a PIN number. You'll be using the same PIN number here. So you type in your PIN number and tip submit. If it is your very first time, you'll be asked to choose a PIN number. Then you tap in your PIN number, click on submit, and it will say that you've successfully created your wallet address. Tap on the OK button and you're taken back. Read the terms and conditions. Make sure you read them. Then tick the box next to it to say that you agree. And then you tap on the submit button. When you tap submit, you're going to be asked to confirm that you're going to be selling 100 gems or whatever amount you have chosen. Make sure you tap the right button and you're selling the amount that you want to sell. If so, then tap on confirm. Then a notification will come up letting you know the type of transaction, the date. It will show your USDT address and let you know that the order has been made to actually sell USDT. You can tap on done. When your sell order is matched with the buyer, you will actually receive a notification saying that someone wants to buy your gems. And so you will have a trade number, so you can recognize the trade in your list. If you tap on this message, it will actually take you into My Aladdin itself. You have 12 hours to actually complete the transaction. If you don't complete it within 12 hours from the time you're matched, the buyer and seller together, then you will actually lose 1 star. To complete your sell, you open My Aladdin, tap on sell, look at the menu in the top for your transaction history. Look at your order history. You'll see you have a buy order and a sell order. The sell order was the one that we did previously. Buy order was the one we did previously. Now you have a sell order as well. So you tap on the sell, and then you wait for payment. Once you have received the payment, then you confirm that you received the payment. Don't tap on the button you've received the payment until you actually receive it. You have 12 hours. The buyer will have 12 hours to make payment. As soon as he makes payment, you're going to get a message, and then you need to go inside My Aladdin and tap that you've received the payment.
Just to add
Make
one
sure
point.
the amount is correct, and remember that it's also not reversible.
Yeah, Ken, just to add one point. Okay, how do they know whether they received the USDT? They have to go into their Remitano account, okay, to check they received the USDT, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want to make sure you've received the USDT, you open up your Remitano account, go inside, look at your USDT wallet, and you'll see the transaction there listed in your USDT wallet. Once you've confirmed that you've received the amount, you can tap on the confirm button. A note will appear to let you know that you successfully completed the trade. Tap OK. So that's basically how the buy and sell will work. It's kind of hard to imagine in your head at the moment, but you'll have time to look at it a little bit later. And once it goes live, we will actually have a special training for that to walk you through step by step. Anything else, Vivien, on this?
Yes, I just want to add on that My Aladdin's platform do not store your USDT, right? We don't keep your USDT in My Aladdin's platform. This is very important, right? So it's just that we are just a platform to link both of you together. We don't keep your USDT.
Yeah. So for some people who may be concerned about security, nobody can hack your app and steal your USDT from My Aladdin. Nothing is stored inside My Aladdin. Your address is there so that we know which address to send it, but it will be stored in your Remitano or whatever wallet that you're using. We don't store anything. We don't even receive anything. Everything is sent directly between the buyer and the seller. So your account is secure with My Aladdin. Anything else?
Anna Giang's has a question. I saw it. Yeah.
Let me see.
Yes, the fee of 5% for seller will be deducted as the transaction is done. Ken,
Yeah.
I think you can tell them about the 5% and the 20%.
Yeah.
The seller's part. It will be
we'll
deducted
update.
the minute they put up the trade.
Yeah, we'll update this guide. This is the first draft of the guide. So it's good for us to also go with you to see what parts are missing. And so for the, as we mentioned long ago when we first started, whenever you do a trade using the buy and sell, there will actually be a platform fee for that. If the platform fee is charged to the seller, only the seller pays the platform fee. So if you're an ordinary user, the platform fee is basically 20%.
Yeah.
If you're a merchant, the platform fee is only 5%. So that means if I want to sell 100 gems, for example, and I'm a merchant, it will charge me 5%. So it will actually take 105 gems out of my account. So if you want to sell 100 gems, you need to make sure you have at least 105 gems, because 5 gems will actually be taken out of your account as well. If you're a user, it's 20%. So if you were to sell 100 gems, you need to have 120 gems in your account. So when you make the sell, you will actually pay the 120 gems that will be subtracted from your account.
Yeah, and the other thing is, whatever gems you buy or on the platform, you receive in 100%, all the buyers. Okay, even you buy from a member, let's say Ken is a member, Ken sold me 100 gems, I'll receive 100 gems in full. It will not split into 80-20. Okay, there's a goodness about trading in the platform for those people who wants to buy gems. You'll get 100%.
Like I said, this is a first draft of the guide. We'll actually be sending it to you in the next week before we launch the program. Are there any other questions? It says the fee of 5% for the seller will be deducted as the transaction is done. Yes, correct. When you make the sell, it will automatically take out the transaction fee together with the number of gems. So in other words, it will automatically remove, if you're selling 100 gems, it will automatically remove 105 if you're a merchant, or 120 if you're an ordinary user. There's no limitation to the accounts that can use USDT. As long as you're verified, you can actually trade in USDT. The buy and sell icons, like I said, will be launched a little bit later. The buy and sell icons are already there, but they're not activated yet. Someone's asking 5 and 20% apply for the buyer. No, the 5 and 20% only applies to the seller. It's only the seller that pays 5% or 20%, depending on whether you're a merchant or whether you're an ordinary user. Any other questions? So that will be coming up in the near future. We'll actually conduct a training for you on that. It will also be added a little bit later to the ordinary training for everyone. So we'll give you the guidelines. We'll also walk you through step by step. We probably will not do it in the first business preview, in the sense that we don't want to complicate things too much, but maybe we can have a special session for new users to actually learn how to do the buy and sell. This PowerPoint will be updated. It will also be available in the Resource Center. So that will be coming a little bit later. And we'll also get it translated so that you can read it in your own language. Any other questions? Do you get an 80% refund as sold on the app? Remember that you only get 80% if you transfer to a merchant. When you do the buy and sell, this is not considered a purchase. It's not considered a direct transfer. So you only get the 80% when you're actually transferring directly to the merchant. With the buy and sell, you don't know who you're transferring to. You can't say, I want to buy from a merchant or I want to sell from a merchant. It automatically blindly matches two accounts together, one person who wants to sell and one person who wants to buy. The 80% doesn't apply to the buy and sell platform. It's only when you directly transfer to the merchant that you know. Any other questions? Vivien, anything else? Okay, let's go ahead and move on. We'll go to the second part of this training. The second part of this training is actually designed to help you to not only survive in the current situation, but to thrive. In other words, it's not just to merely be able to survive. We want you to flourish. We want you to be very successful. We want you to have a lot of success in the time ahead. This training is something that's been tested over many different years. I'm going to ask many of you some questions, and you need to put your answers in the chat box. If not, make sure you at least write your answers on a piece of paper for yourself if you're a little bit too shy to share. But I would hope that you would also share in the chat box. Why should you share in the chat box? Because when you make something public, it becomes more real. If you say, oh, I'm going to commit to talking to 3 persons every single day. If you only keep it on your own piece of paper, nobody knows you made that commitment. Nobody can hold you accountable. But when you put it out publicly, your leader can see, other people can see, they can hold you accountable, and it also becomes more real to you as well. So I do ask that you please, as leaders, please share it, because that will help you to be more successful. Whenever you announce to others what you plan to do, it becomes more real in your own mind, and it also becomes an opportunity for other people to help you to reach that goal, to reach that objective. If you can do that for me, if you're willing to post your answers in the chat group, please type yes. Okay, I see a lot of yeses. Thank you very much. Let's move ahead a little bit. The whole purpose of this part of training is to help new leaders get started and to help to existing leaders also to grow your Aladdin business by planning your activities so you can get the desired results in the shortest possible time. The key word in this is results. It doesn't matter what you do. What really matters is the results that you achieve. You can be doing a lot of activities. You can be doing a lot of planning. You can be doing a lot of different things. But if they're not getting you results, then you're wasting your time. So the whole purpose of this part of the training is to get results. It's not evaluated by how much work you did. It's not evaluated by how many people you talked to. It's not evaluated by how many plans you made. It's evaluated by your results. So our goal is to help you get results, and not just get results, but get it in the shortest time possible. We have what we call 5 C's of success. You know, in Singapore, they say that to be successful, you have 5 C's. It's credit card, condo, cash, and they list a bunch of things to be the 5 C's. But our 5 C's are different. If you want to really be successful, there's 5 things that you need to focus on. The first one is culture. You have the early morning club with Dr. Wong. That's part of your culture that you created. Environment is more powerful than any decision you're going to make. You need to make sure that when you make decisions, it's in the right environment. That is part of your culture. The second thing we're going to talk about is your code of honor. It's the rules, it's the integrity, it's the agreed set of rules that everyone decides to act on. That's what we call the code of honor. Then we're going to talk about the need to continually connect. Because if you're not talking to people, if you're not sharing with people, if you're not connecting with others, you're not going to grow your business. The next one is what we call the cycle of success. In other words, we look at the people who are most successful over the years in business. And if you look at those people who are very, very successful, there's certain things that all of them do. And that's what we call the cycle of success. And then the last thing is a checklist to thrive. Like I said, in this time of crisis for much of the world, we don't want you to just survive. We don't want you to struggle to exist. We want you to excel. We want you to have incredible results. We want this to be your best time ever. We want you to thrive. And so we'll give you some steps that you need to do to thrive. So the first thing we're going to talk about is culture. One of the first things we want to talk about in culture is you are your own boss. This is a business, and so you need to be disciplined. No one's going to be your boss and make sure you show up for work on time. No one's going to check to see that you did what you said you were going to do. No one's going to talk to you and ask you for proof of your results. No one's going to tell you to wake up in the morning or to have that online meeting. You are your own boss. You're in control of your own choices. You're in control of your own destiny. It's up to you. The difficulty about being your own boss is that you have to be disciplined. So you have to spend time focusing on doing the things that need to be done and focusing on what needs to be done, what's most important. And so a common problem, especially with an online business or a business like this, is that people act as if they're an employee. You cannot wait for someone else to tell you what to do. You cannot wait for someone to decide your schedule for today. You cannot wait for someone else to decide what needs to be done and what's most important. You have to decide that for yourself. And that takes discipline. And so the most important thing for you to remember as part of your culture is that you need to be disciplined. This is something that I would like you to say to yourself. If it is to be, it's up to me. In other words, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen because you made it happen. Just take a moment and say this out loud to yourself. If it is to be, it's up to me. If it's going to happen, I have to make it happen. The thing about My Aladdin is it's easy to start. It doesn't cost you anything to get started. Actually, anyone can actually get started. You cannot fail in this business. You can only quit. People often quit My Aladdin, and it's kind of sad. They'll spend $40,000 or $100,000 on a franchise, and they would never give up. But with My Aladdin, it's free, so many times they don't take it serious. And they're very quick to give up. They will actually do one of three things. They'll either blame, they'll either justify, or they'll either give an excuse. Let me ask you a question. Is this a business? Type in the chat room. Is My Aladdin a business? Yes or no? I see a bunch of people saying yes. Who's the boss? Type in the chat group, who's the boss? So who's responsible? If you're the boss, you're responsible. Don't blame someone else. A lot of people like to blame the product or blame the training or blame the leader. You're responsible for your own business. Don't justify. You can make any excuse you want. You can say, oh, I don't have enough time, or I don't know how to talk to people, or I don't know how to use the mobile phone very well. I can guarantee you that there's somebody who is worse than you, but they're successful. The difference is they've decided to make it happen. They decided that it was up to them to get results. Don't give excuses. For every excuse that you have, someone else could have that same excuse but's been successful. If you want to be successful in My Aladdin, it's something that you have to continue. Don't give up. Don't blame. Don't justify. Take responsibility for your own actions. Can you do that? If you're willing to give 100% commitment to make it happen, to be your own boss, to be disciplined, type yes. I see a lot of yeses. When you make that choice, when you make that commitment, you'll find a way to make it happen. I was reading something from Richard Branson the other day, and if some of you were on the phone call last night with the business opportunity, I was sharing some of the lessons that I learned, and one of the lessons I learned was from Richard Branson. And he was saying, if somebody gives you a great opportunity, even if you don't know how to do it, say yes. And then figure out how to make it happen. I thought that was an incredible quote. If you're given an incredible opportunity, choose to do whatever it takes to make it happen. Say yes and make it happen. Another aspect of culture is what we call all good things go down, all bad things go up. The idea behind this is everybody has an upline and everybody has downlines. When something is good, tell the entire world about it. Let everyone know that this is good. When something goes wrong or something is bad, then tell your leader, tell us as a management. Because if you tell the whole world can't do anything about it. But if you tell your leader, if you tell the people above you, they can actually make things happen. They're the ones who can actually fix it and make it work. So all good things go down. They go to everyone below you. All bad things go up. When you talk about the company, don't talk bad about the company. Don't talk bad about My Aladdin. Don't talk bad about the leader. Don't talk bad about your team. When you talk bad about things to everyone, they think that you're just the same. How are you different? You're part of this also, you must be the same. Whenever you talk bad things about other people and other things, people will group you together in the same way. They will add that same idea that you must be the same. So don't tell bad things to other people below you. If something goes wrong, if a mistake is made, if something needs to be fixed, if something's not working, if you need help with something, always point up and someone will be there to help you. Also, when something exciting happens, you just got a very big earning this week or today, or something fantastic just happened in the product, or your leader just did something very, very special for you, or your team just did something very fantastic. Let the whole world know. When they hear it, they will also get excited. And they'll be excited about your business and what you have and what you're doing. So when things are, all good things go down, all bad things go up. Can you do that for me? Say yes. The next thing we're going to talk about after culture is what we call the code of honor. If you've been in Blair Singer's program, you've probably heard this term, code of honor. How many of you have actually heard about code of honor from Blair Singer? Anyone in here? Has anybody heard about Blair Singer and heard him talk about the code of honor? I see quite a few people here. Anyone else? For those of you who haven't heard Blair Singer, a code of honor is a group of rules that everyone agrees to follow. When you set the rules, things will happen. When you have no rules, everything will go into chaos. So you always want to have a very strong set of rules. This is our rules, our code of honor from My Aladdin. The first one is what we call respect. Are you going to buy from someone that you don't respect? I'm asking you a question in the chat box. Will you buy from somebody that you don't respect? I see quite a number of people saying no, definitely no. In other words, respect is very, very important. We want to do things that earn respect. We want to build a business that has a positive, respectable reputation. We want a product and we want leaders and members that people can respect. So before you do anything, before you say anything, before you take actions, always ask yourself, is this something that is going to increase people's respect for me? Or is this something that's going to lower their respect? Respect yourself, respect your downlines, respect your upline, respect the company. Always show respect and do things that build respect, and your business will prosper. Can you do that for me? Say yes or no in the chat box. So I see a lot of yeses. Definitely yes. Thank you very much. This is the culture, the code of honor that we want to build. Because when we can be respected as a company, as a business, as a product, as a leader, as a person who helps others, your business will definitely grow. The next thing that we want to have as part of our code of honor is results. Before you do anything, you should ask yourself, is what I'm doing going to give me good or positive results? Focus on those things that are going to give you the results. Remember from the very beginning, we said that we want to have this training so that everyone can actually achieve positive results. It's the results that are most important. So that means you have to sometimes do certain things, even if you don't like them, because they give you results. And there may be some things that you're doing that you have to stop doing because they don't give you results. And so you want to focus on those actions that give you results. Someone says in the chat box, lots of people don't respect, but they earn money anyway. Yes, they will earn money, but like we said earlier, like Vivien said, it will only be short term. Their business will not last. Results, focus on things that give you results. The next thing that we want to focus on is relationships. We're in a relationship business. Is what you're doing going to build a positive relationship with someone? or is it going to be something that destroys the relationship? So make sure the actions that you have are actions that engage other people, that care for other people, that do things that build the relationship. We're created as human beings, and we were created to have relationships in life. Even if that person doesn't become a business partner or doesn't become a downline, we all need to create positive relationships, because they may not be ready now, but maybe next week something will change. Maybe next month something will change and they will be interested. So always leave positive relationships, always build positive relationships. And the last thing that you want to do is something Vivien spoke about earlier as well, is what we call resilience. Resilience means that it allows you to rise up even when things are difficult. It allows you to come back even when you've been knocked down. It allows you to stand up strong even though you've fallen. Resilience is the ability to actually get back up and get going again. Because there will be obstacles, there will be difficulties, and the people who are successful are the ones who don't fail and stop, but they fail and get back up and move forward. So the question you have to ask yourself is what I'm doing going to be something that's going to help my business to last? If you're treating people without respect, if you're doing things that are not going to give you results, if you're destroying relationships, your business is not going to last. And so these are a simple 4-step code of honor. It's not a very long one, but do things that earn respect, do things that get result, do things that build positive relationships, and do things that are going to help your business to last for the long term. Because we don't want a short-term business. We want something that's going to keep putting money in our pocket. Can you do that for me? Say yes. If you're willing to agree by this code of honor, type yes in the chat box. Thank you. Some big yeses, some yes, 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 and yes, I can. Some very strong yeses. Thank you very much. Let's go to the next step. So we talked about culture. We talked about code of conduct. The next thing we want to talk about is to continually connect. In other words, you want to be connecting with people all the time. You never know who might be a potential prospect. And so the first thing that we recommend to continually connect is contact 3 persons every day. In other words, talk to 3 persons every day, even if it's a short conversation or a long conversation. Actually, many of us are stuck at home today with family, in lockdown, or partial lockdown, or circuit breaker, whatever you want to call it. One of the things I've personally been doing is every day on my phone, I will pull out 3 persons to actually go talk to. Some of them I may not have talked to in months, and just call them and see how they're doing, because it helps me connect with the outside world. And also some of those conversations can be very fun and very interesting and help you through this time when you're staying alone. At the same time, if you're doing this as a business, for many people, their situation has changed. For many people, they're struggling. Before, they were too busy to talk to you. But today, they have a lot of time on their hands. They have a lot of things to talk about. And they have lost connection with other people. And so some of those people that may not have been opportunities in the past are now very interested in what you have to offer. Just give them a call, see how they are doing, ask them about what's happening, how are they doing in the current situation, how are they handling it, and you never know what conversation might come out of that. We'll talk about how to talk to these people a little bit later, but contact 3 persons every day. It's something that anyone can do. Second thing is to try to close 3 sales in a week. 3 sales in a week is a very small number. If you think about it, if I talk to 3 persons every day, in 1 week I've talked to 21 people. Is there a chance that if I talk to 21 people, I might close 3 sales? Yes, it's very possible. Actually, you might have heard of Joe Girard. He was one of the greatest salespersons. He spoke in Success Resources before. One of the things he said is there's no such thing as luck. You make your own luck. The more people you talk to, the better your luck. If you want to close 3 persons, then you need to talk to enough people that you can actually close 3 persons. You make your own luck. And then continue for 8 weeks. In other words, do this for 8 weeks, every single week. They say that if you do anything for 8 weeks nonstop, every single day, it's going to become a habit. And so you want to create a habit of contacting people every day, a habit of closing 3 sales in a week, and do it for 8 weeks. Now, some of you, the number might be higher, but I suggest you start at least with 3 persons. 3 persons every day, close 3 in a week, and do it for 8 weeks. Can you do that for me? Say yes. Thank you very much. See a lot of yeses. Next thing we're going to talk about is what we call the cycle of success. In other words, when you look at people who are successful, there's actually 5 different things that successful people have or that successful people do that determines their success. The first one is belief. The second one is motivation. The third is skills. And the fourth is discipline. And the fifth is action. Again, the most important word on this graph is actually results. In other words, how can you get the results that you want? There's a law in life that what you sow, you're going to reap. In other words, if you want to plant something, you're going to get whatever you plant. If you want to be successful, you've got to put in the small things, the small seeds that are going to give you and nurture those seeds to get the results that you want. The first one of this is what we call belief. You need to believe. What is it that you need to believe in? Anybody want to guess in the chat box? When I say you need to have belief, if you want to be successful, what do you need to believe? Anybody want to guess? You need to believe that you can do it, so believe in yourself. That's an incredible one. You need to believe in the company. That's also another good one. So believe in yourself, believe in the company. What else do you need to believe in? Believe in my Aladdinz. Believe it's a good business. Believe in your leaders. That's another very good one. Believe together we can be successful. In other words, believe in your team. Believe in teamwork. Those are actually the most important beliefs. You've already made them. Believe that you made the right choice. Believe that you can change, that you are in charge of your own future. Believe in your team, the product, the company, your leader. Believe in the people that you bring into the business. Believe in your product. These are all beliefs that we need to have. One of the things that you need to also think about is your goals. I forgot to change the date on this, but actually, what are your goals for My Aladdin? You need to believe in your goals, that it's something you can do. As a matter of fact, they say that when you make goals, you need to have goals that are specific, they're measurable, they're achievable. You can recall them, and they also have a time element. So what are your goals for this year? What are your personal sales that you want to achieve for this year? And what sales do you want your team to achieve? Don't worry about the year because I forgot to change the year here. But let me ask you a question. How much do you want to earn this year in 2020 in My Aladdinz? What's your goal? Anybody want to share their goals? Somebody wants to make $1 million, 3,000 gems per day. Someone else, share your goal. 1 billion. 1,000, level 1. 2,000 gems per day. Help 10,000 people. Earn 5,000 gems per day. $1 billion. Wow, the numbers are coming in very fast now. 5,000 users, 25,000 in a year. 5,000 users. Any other goals? These are very specific goals. Give yourself a hand. They're measurable. You know exactly the number you want to achieve. 2,000 on your first level in 3 months. Are they achievable? Only you can decide that. I can look at all of these goals and I can say that we have people that can actually achieve those goals. And even if you don't reach the goal, I love Les Brown. Les Brown's one of the speakers that we've had in Success Resources. And he said the problem is not that people aim too high and miss it. The problem is that people aim too low and they hit it. In other words, it's better to set a high goal and miss it than to set a low goal and reach it. He also said, even if you shoot for the stars and you miss, you'll at least hit the moon. In other words, you can be shooting very, very high, but the fact that you made a very high goal, even if you don't reach it, you will still be better off. I see so many different goals coming in, a lot of goals. 5F1, 1,000 gems a day. Now, one other thing I want to ask you is, you see all of these goals here. There's so many goals coming in. Are you willing to support each other in reaching these goals? If you're willing to support other people to achieve their goals, say yes in the chat box. If you're willing to help support others to also reach their goals, say yes. Look at all the people that are willing to support you. The R is to be something you can remember. My suggestion is, if you've written a goal here, also write it on a piece of paper next to you. Stick it on your mirror. One of my good friends, Patrick Liu, talked about when he set a goal for his life. So he set a goal for his life of how much money he wanted to make. He wrote it on a piece of paper and he stuck it in his wallet. So every time he would take money out of his wallet, he would see his goal. And in time, just the fact that he wrote down that goal and he remembered that goal, his attention was automatically focused on achieving it. He was able to remember it, to recall it, and eventually it came true. The last T, depending on how you, who you talk to, some people say it needs to be transferable, timeable, something that's time related. In other words, in 1 year, in 1 month, in 1 week. So I see a lot of your goals. You say, I want to earn 2,000 gems a day. I want to have 5,000 F1. Make sure you add a time frame to that goal as well. In other words, when do you want to achieve it by? Set a target of when you want to achieve your goal. I see a lot of incredible goals written in the chat group. Make sure you also write it down on a piece of paper so that after this training, you can actually remember it later. This is actually a chart to actually mark out your goals. It's a weekly network monitor. In other words, what do you want to do in 1 week? What's your goal? And then keep track of how many you actually achieve. So if you said, I want to get 1,000 downlines by the end of the month, I need to have about 33 per day. So my goal is about 200 per week. You'll write that goal in your chart. And then at the end of the week, you evaluate how many did you achieve. You'll know that you need to work harder, or if you're on track. And so this monitor can be about your goal as far as how much money you want to make, how many gems you want to earn, how many team members you want to have. The goal is up to you. At the same time, talk to your team. Don't just set this goal for yourself. Also help your team to set their goals and get your team to give you their goals. So write the person's name that's on your team, write their goals down, and help them to track their goals as well. Because when your team is successful, you will also be successful. On this call, we have a lot of leaders. And we want the leaders to set the standard, to set the bar for their team to follow. Whatever you do, they will also do. So what I want you to do is to talk to your team, get them to set their goals. Same thing that you've done here on this call, and then you track those goals every week. So that last T is not just time. Some people also use it to talk about tracking the goal. In other words, you don't just set a goal and forget it. You need to track your progress. You need to keep track of your progress and keep yourself accountable. These are something we already talked about: your belief in yourself, your education, the product, all of these things. We talk about motivation, and motivation to be successful, you have to have a positive reason why. It's what we call a compelling reason. In other words, when you wake up in the morning, that is what makes you get out of the bed. There's the saying that the bigger your why, the easier how. You've all set some goals. And hopefully you're going to also help your team set some goals. But there's something even more important than the goals themselves. Why do you want to achieve that goal? Why do you want 10,000 gyms per day? Why do you want 1,000 downlines? What is the reason behind your goal? What I'd like everyone to do is in the chat box, type in why you have that goal that you set. What's the reason behind it? So in the chat box, just take a moment now to put your reason why. Just type in one sentence or one short phrase. Why do you want to achieve those goals that you created? What's your reason why? Somebody wants to help their parents, let them retire. That's an incredible goal. Somebody says financial freedom. What's the reason why? Why do you have that goal? Everybody needs to have a reason why. Otherwise, the goal is meaningless. If there's no reason behind your goal, you're not going to achieve it. What's your reason why? Full life. Feed your children, pay your invoices, prove yourself that you can do well. Get money to help more people, to help your parents, your children. Financial freedom, help more people to achieve. Help persons in your family. Help you to be more successful in the future. You want to be more successful and get richer faster. You want to have a house in the USA. Financial freedom. Help other people. For those of you who put financial freedom, what is financial freedom to you? Be specific. I want to have this amount of money in my retirement, or I want to have this amount of money coming in every day so that I can live the life that I want to live. Or I want to help other people. Who do I want to help? How many people do I want to help? The more exact and specific your reason why, the more successful you're going to be. This is something that you can continue a little bit later. I mean, some of the things you've put are good, like financial freedom. But what is financial freedom to you? Why do you want to be financially free? So you can sit around the house and do nothing? Most of us don't want financial freedom. We want what financial freedom can do for us. We don't want money. We want what money can do for us. What is it that you want? Anyone else? Good business for passive income, to do the things you like to do. The more specific and the more meaningful your goal, your reason why, the more successful you're going to be. So that's the next question. Is that goal strong enough? Is it compelling enough that you will never, never, never give up? That you're going to do whatever it takes? If your goal's not strong enough, then you need to rethink your goal and be more specific. Next one is skills. For skills, it's been said that if I am what I've always been, I will achieve what I have always achieved. In other words, if you only know the things that you know now, if you only have the skills you have, the knowledge you have, the attitude you have now, you're going to keep getting the same results. This one, I mean, we're running a little bit out of time, so I'm going to actually speed up a little bit on this part. But when you think about it, what skills do you need to have? What knowledge do you need to have? What attitude do you need to have if you're going to achieve those goals, those dreams? If you're going to be successful in achieving that goal that you set, what is it that you need to know? What is it that you need to be? What is it that you need to do to achieve that goal, to achieve that success? Write this question down. Write it down for yourself on a piece of paper. What do I need to know how to do? What do I need to do? And what do I need to be in order to achieve my goal? And you can answer that for yourself a little bit later. The next thing is what we call discipline. In other words, do whatever it takes. If you're going to fulfill your dream, what habit do you have to have? What are some of the decisions that you have to make, habits you have to start in order to be successful, in order to achieve that dream? Just write down the question. If I want to reach this dream, what habits do I need to have? And then, this is a quote from a person from Texas billionaire. I'm from Texas myself. And he says, first you decide what you want very specifically. And some of you are doing that. And then you have to decide that you're willing to pay the price to make it happen. You're willing to do whatever it takes to make it happen. And then you do it. So you decide what you want. You decide what you're willing to do. And then you go do it. So in this dream, in this goal, in this target, what extent are you willing to go in order to make it happen? How disciplined are you planning to be? How committed are you going to be? And then the last one, and then I think we'll end at this one. We'll save some of the other training for next time, is what action do you need to take? What do you need to do? In other words, if you want to fulfill your dream, how many people do you need to contact a day if you're going to have 1,000 downlines? How many presentations do you need to make? How many times are you going to contact your leaders and get guidance and mentoring from your leaders? If you're a leader, how many times are you going to contact your team? In other words, what actions do you need to take to make it go? So if you want to get the results, you need to believe, you need to motivate yourself, you need to develop the skills, you need to be disciplined and committed. And the last one, you need to take action, and not just any action. If you really want to be successful, you have to take massive action. I'm going to leave the rest of this training for the next time that we have training. I hope that this has been successful to get you started. We'll follow this up on the next training and continue it with what we've done now. If this has been useful for you so far, please type yes in the chat box. And next time, in 2 weeks, when we have the training again, we'll continue where we left off. So this week, focus on those steps that you've agreed to. make those commitments and fulfill the commitments, take the action to make them happen. Take massive action. And next week we'll continue where we left off here. Not next week, in 2 weeks. And we'll continue with this training to take you to the next step. So you've already got some things to get started. Actually, it's good. We don't want to give you too much to learn all at once. Hopefully you have some steps and some things you can do right away. We'll take some questions. Vivien, is there anything else you would like to say?
I'm okay. Thank you, Ken, for, it's a very good training. I hope the team, benefited. So let's wait for the another Thursday. They will do another training. But if let's say, next week, if we might hold ad hoc training on USDT, and I suggest by then, we can walk through them and see how it goes. Would that be fine?
Yeah, we can do that next week. That would be great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Kensapp, for excellent training today, and see you next week with USDT.
Thank you, everyone. Any questions or any other comments that you would like to make?
Yeah. Thank you, Miss Vivien. Thank you, Dr. Hoàng. Tony.
Có câu hỏi có.
Thank you, Chan.
Thank you, teacher Vivien, teacher Kensapp.
Anh em nếu không kịp đặt câu hỏi thì ghi rất tổng hợp lại và hỏi Kensapp từ mọi người nhé.
Thank you, everyone.